when we do something.
Well, one man that certainly knows what he's doing is Reverend Nicky Gumbel. Welcome, Nicky.
Thank you so much.
Now, the church is looking to answers as to why the pews are less full then, but in your congregation there's about 4,000 every Sunday, which is incredible, really. So what is your church doing different to other churches?
I think it's not just our church. I think there are lots of churches that are full. What I see is a huge spiritual hunger amongst young people. We run the Alpha Course 3 times a year. We get about 1,000 people each time. And the average age is 27. 75% of the guests are aged between 18 and 35. And I think people are asking questions. What's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? What happens when I die? What about forgiveness? What about guidance? These are questions everybody asks about.
Is that what they ask at the Alpha Course? Is that the whole purpose of that, then?
Well, they can ask anything they like. That's the whole point. It's a place where they come, they have a meal, they have a talk. Who is Jesus? Why did he die? How does God guide us? Then they have coffee, and then they have a small group. And then they can ask questions. It's not about being preached at. It's very low-key, non-confrontational, unpressurized. It's a group of friends sitting around together discussing the big questions of life.
But what techniques then do you use to get hold and to reach out to those young people in the first place?
They mainly come through word of mouth. People have an experience of God which often changes their lives, and they say to their friends, come and see. And people realise that it's not actually about rules or religion, it's about a relationship with God. That's the heart of it. And when they experience that relationship... I was an atheist. I came from an atheist background, and I had an encounter with Jesus that radically changed my life.
You were a barrister.
I was a barrister, yeah, but I was a Christian barrister.
Yeah.
That's as far away from Jesus as you can be.
Yes, a radical life change.
When you say you had an encounter with Jesus, what do you mean by that?
Well, I read the New Testament. Because I met people who said they knew Jesus, and I thought, oh, what on earth are they talking about? They're completely mad. And so I read the New Testament because I wanted to find out what it was all about. And in the pages of the New Testament, it was as if Jesus came alive. And I started to realise that you actually could know this person.
And Johnny, you've recently found your religion again, haven't you, over the last few years?
I went back looking because it's something that doesn't quite go away. I had a Christian upbringing, but I haven't always lived a Christian lifestyle, and I've fought against it, but I think innately there's something there. There's a goodness there. My parents, I think, are the people they are and got through what they got through, and managed to give me the upbringing they did because of the faith. But then, when it jars with things, there's a real thing to want to get rid of it, but it can't.
Well, it's doing you good. I mean, you're looking well.
I'm looking great, but I'm breathing in the entire time. I've got to say that's not God. Well, that's just
all right.
If I'm speaking at a slightly different tone,
we'll hope your diaphragm is in good form.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a bit of singing now.
Yeah, you ready?
It's time. Thank you, Nicky. Thank you. It's time for our favourite song here on The One Show. Are we ready? Oh, weather outside is frightful. And Christine is so delightful. She's looking for things to grow. In the snow, in the snow, in the snow.